The Book
I'm
of
in an
Tobit,
Orthodox
Chapter
Bible.
1.
Orthodox means original. My grandfather was a priest for 40 years. My grandmother was a righteous woman. She lived to that one hundo. We in the Book of Tobit. Author unknown. Date between the 4th and 2nd century BC. Major theme. The Book of Tobit is a love story. A father sends his only son into the world so that he may find a bride and save her, and bring her back rejoicing to his parents. And the same story is told by the Lord in John 3:16. From the beginning, God has been working in history to bring man out of darkness of sin and death into the glorious light of Christ. This is the story of salvation. And the Book of Tobit is an icon of the story. Within Tobit's narrative lies a shadowy outline of God working in history from the beginning to the end of the age, as he makes preparation for the uniting of man and all creation to God in Christ. Background: the story of Tobit is set against the backdrop of the Assyrian exile in Nineveh. Family tragedy, hope, and divine interventions are interwoven to communicate the presence of God's
Orthodox Bible.
Tobit's early years in Israel and Nineveh, chapter 1, verse 1. This is the book of the words of Tobit, the son of Tabel, the son of Hananel, the son of Adel, the son of Gabel, and of the seed of Asel, and from the tribe of Naphtali. He was led captive out of Thrift in the days of Shalmaneser, the king of Assyrians. Thrift is south of Kadesh, Naphtali, and Galilee above Asher. I, Tobit, walked in the path of truth and righteousness all the days of my life. I did much alms giving to my brethren and to the people who journeyed with me as exiles to Nineveh, in the country of the Assyrians. In my young days, when I was in my own country, the land of Israel, the entire tribes of my father Naphtali turned away from the house of Jerusalem, which was chosen from all the tribes of Israel to sacrifice for all the tribes. This temple, the habitations of the Most High God, who sacrificed and built for all generations forever. Now all the tribes that joined in revolt sacrificed the heifers to Baal, the house of Naphtali. The tribe of my father also revolted. But I alone traveled frequently to Jerusalem for the feast days, as it is written, for all of Israel, in an everlasting ordinance. I will carry the first fruits and the tithes of my harvest and the first sharings, and these I will give to the priest and the sons of Aaron. At the altar I would offer the tenth of all the harvest, and the sons of Levi, who served at Jerusalem, I would also sell off the second tenth and go and spend it at Jerusalem each year. The third tenth I would give to whom it was fitting, as Deborah, the mother of my father, commanded me. For I was left an orphan by my father. When I became a man, I took Anna for a wife from my own kindred with her, and I became the father of Tobias. When I was taken captive to Nineveh, all my brothers and those from my race ate from the bread of the Gentiles, but I protected myself by not eating it, for I remembered God with all my soul. So the Most High gave me grace and comeliness before Shalmaneser, and I became his purchasing agent. And I would go into Media, and one time in rages of Media I entrusted to Gabel, the brother of Gabares, 10 talents of silver. When Shalmaneser died, and his son Sennacherib reigned in his place, the roads were unstable, and I could no longer travel to Media. In the days of Shalmaneser I did much almsgiving to my brothers, and I would give my bread to the hungry and my clothing to the naked. And if I saw any one of my people dead, cast outside the wall of Nineveh, I would bury him. If King Sennacherib put someone to death when he came trying to escape from Judea, I buried them secretly. For in his anger he put many to death, and the bodies were sought by the king. But they were not found. But one of the men of Nineveh went and made known to the king concerning my burying them. So I hid, and when I knew I was being sought to be put to death, I was frightened and I ran away. All my possessions were seized, and I had nothing left except Anna, my wife, and Tobias, my son. But not even 50 days passed before two of the kings of Sennacherib, the son, had killed him and escaped into the mountains of Ararat, and thus Esarhaddon, his son, reigned in his place. He appointed Ahikar, the son of my brother Amnel, to be over all accounts of his kingdom and over the entire government. Ahikar then entreated on my behalf. So I came to Nineveh now. Ahikar was the wine pourer, the keeper of the signet ring, the administrator, and the accountant. Esarhaddon appointed him second to himself, and he was my nephew.